All right, Iceland's Ring Road. I'm already picturing those epic landscapes.
Yeah, it's truly a journey through a land of contrasts.
And that's why it's so popular. You're in for a treat with this deep dive, especially since you're actually planning a road trip there.
Yeah.
So we've got some great excerpts from a Brat Guides article,
And kind of your personal roadmap?
but we'll definitely go beyond the typical tourist brochure stuff.
Definitely.
So speaking of roadmaps, should we first figure out the when and the how long for this adventure?
Yeah, absolutely. The article really emphasizes that there's no single best time.
Okay.
Summer gives you those classic long days, perfect for chasing waterfalls and exploring black sand beaches.
Right.
But be prepared to share the experience with a few more fellow travelers.
Ah, the classic crowds versus no crowds dilemma.
It is
What about winter?
Winter is all about the magic of the northern lights. Picture this. You soaking in a geothermal pool, under a sky, dancing with auroras. Breathtaking.
But you will have shorter days to work with.
You will, yeah.
So maybe the shoulder seasons, like May or September, offer a bit of a sweet spot.
Exactly. Fewer crowds than summer, a chance of catching the northern lights, and you still get a decent amount of daylight.
Nice. Okay. And how much time are you thinking of spending on the Ring Road?
Yeah, this article breaks down itineraries for 7, 10, or even 14 plus days.
Oh, it's like choosing your own adventure level.
Exactly. 7 days gives you a taste of the highlights, hitting those iconic spots everyone talks about.
Okay.
10 days allows you to slow down, maybe explore a hidden valley or two.
Yeah.
And if you really want to get off the beaten path, discover those tucked away gems, then 14 plus days is the way to go.
Okay. All right. Before we get too lost in daydreams, let's get a dose of Ring Road reality. What about road conditions, gas stations, all that practical stuff?
Good point. The good news is that most of Route 1, the main ring road, is paved.
Okay.
But if you're venturing off on those F roads,
Yeah.
those exciting mountain routes,
Ooh, adventure.
be prepared for some gravel.
Okay, but that also makes me think about gas.
Yeah.
You don't want to be stuck in the middle of nowhere with an empty tank.
Right. So the article stresses planning your fuel stops.
Okay.
While gas stations are out there,
Yeah.
they might not be as frequent as you're used to.
Right.
And here's a little budgeting tip. Fuel in Iceland can be a bit pricey.
Oh, good to know.
So factor that into your trip planning.
Noted. What about accommodation?
Yeah.
Should we be booking ahead?
Especially in peak season. Absolutely.
Okay.
Iceland is a popular destination.
Yeah.
And those charming guest houses and hotels can book up quickly.
Makes sense. All right, I think we've laid a good foundation.
Yeah,
Gotten all those practicalities out of the way.
for sure.
Are you ready to hit the road?
Let's go.
First stop, the iconic Blue Lagoon.
Yes.
Can you imagine stepping off the plane and straight into those milky blue geothermal waters?
It's the perfect remedy for any jet lag,
Right.
and it's conveniently located near the airport.
Yeah.
It really sets the tone for the whole Icelandic experience.
I love it. Then it's off to the Golden Circle, a route packed with some of Iceland's biggest hitters.
Absolutely.
First up, Kingdalair National Park.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's famous for being the spot where you can walk between the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates.
Oh, yeah.
But what's really fascinating is what's going on beneath the surface.
Exactly. It's not just a cool photo op. These plates are actually drifting apart.
Wow.
At a rate of about 2 centimeters per year, that's about the same speed your fingernails grow.
Oh, wow. That puts it into perspective.
It does.
So all this geological drama created this incredible rift valley, right?
Right, and this rift valley is filled with crystal clear spring water,
Cool.
making it a popular spot for snorkeling and diving.
Oh, wow.
Imagine swimming between continents. It's on my bucket list.
Mine too.
Yeah.
And Kingdalair is also historically significant, right?
Yeah,
It's where Iceland's first parliament was established over 1,000 years ago.
that's right.
Talk about a place steeped in history and geological wonders. Okay, next up, the majestic Gullfoss waterfall.
Yes.
I've heard it's particularly impressive when it's partially frozen in winter.
Oh, it is.
But,
The Brat Guide actually recommends visiting Gullfoss at different times of day
oh.
to see how the light changes the whole experience.
Yep.
Morning is supposedly best for rainbows,
Oh.
but you might get lucky in the afternoon with those golden hues.
Ooh, good tip. And of course, no Golden Circle tour is complete without Strucker Geyser.
You gotta see a geyser.
Imagine standing there, anticipating the next eruption, and then bam, a towering column of hot water shooting into the air.
It is a photographer's dream.
That's it.
Speaking of photography, this guide emphasizes that capturing the perfect shot of Structure takes a bit of patience and timing.
Yeah, I bet.
But trust me, it's worth the wait.
Okay, all right. Day 3 takes us along the south coast, a land of dramatic contrasts.
It is.
Black sand beaches meeting towering glaciers, cascading waterfalls against rugged cliffs.
Beautiful.
We'll start with a hidden gem, Seljavallalog, one of Iceland's oldest geothermal pools. It's definitely a more rustic experience compared to the Blue Lagoon.
Okay.
Picture yourself soaking in a warm pool nestled between mountains.
Oh!
Steam rising all around you.
Yeah.
It's like stepping back in time.
Sign me up. Then we've got Seljalandsfoss, another one of those must-sees on most Iceland itineraries.
Yeah.
But what makes this waterfall truly special is that you can actually walk behind it.
You can. Don't forget your waterproof gear for this one.
Okay, that's good advice.
And just a short drive away is Skogafoss, another majestic waterfall
Oh, nice.
with a legend of hidden Viking treasure behind it.
Really?
The article mentions that climbing to the viewing platform at the top is well worth the effort
Okay,
for those panoramic views.
definitely adding that to the list.
Yeah.
All right. Day 4 is all about glaciers and those stunning ice lagoons.
Yes.
We're talking hiking in Skaftafell National Park,
Yes.
witnessing icebergs on Diamond Beach.
Beautiful.
Can you imagine those glistening chunks of ice scattered across the black sand?
Oh,
And, of course, cruising Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon.
that's the one. Jökulsárlón is where those iconic images of floating blue icebergs come to life. It's truly magical.
Oh, wow.
And what's fascinating is that these icebergs have actually broken off from Breimarkárjökull Glacier, which is a tongue of the massive Vatnajökull ice cap,
Okay.
Europe's largest glacier.
Wow. Europe's largest glacier.
It is.
That's mind-blowing.
It is pretty amazing.
And I heard you can sometimes spot seals swimming among the icebergs.
You can?
Okay, so for day 5, let's escape the crowds a bit and head to the East Fjords.
Okay.
This area seems to be all about that raw, rugged beauty.
The East Fjords offer a more off-the-beaten-path experience.
Yeah.
A chance to really connect with Iceland's wild side. Think towering mountains plunging into the sea.
I love it.
Winding fjords and charming fishing villages where you can get a taste of local life.
Oh, speaking of waterfalls, the guide mentions one called Hengifoss,
Hengifoss, yeah.
one of Iceland's tallest.
It is.
It sounds like it involves a bit of a hike.
It does, about a 2-hour hike.
Wow.
But the trail takes you past another smaller waterfall called Litlanesfoss,
Oh,
which is surrounded by these incredible basalt columns.
Oh, wow.
Think of it as a warm-up for the main event.
I love that. All right, day 6, we're diving into more geothermal wonders,
Okay.
starting with a soak in the Mivat nature baths.
Yes, now Mývatn actually translates to Midge Lake,
Oh.
a reference to the tiny flies that can be a bit pesky during the summer months.
Oh, no.
But don't let that deter you.
Okay.
The baths themselves are incredible.
Yeah.
A bit like the Blue Lagoon's quieter cousin.
I like it. And since we're in the area, we can't miss the bubbling mud pods and hissing steam vents of Namaskara Mountain Pass.
That's right.
It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It's a surreal experience.
Okay.
The ground is literally alive with geothermal activity.
Wow.
The colors are incredible too. Reds, yellows, oranges.
Really?
It's like an artist's palette.
Okay. Color me intrigued. And I read that just a short detour from there is another impressive waterfall called Guidebook.
Oh, yes, Gorafoss.
The waterfall of the gods. Tell me more.
Gorafoss is steeped in history. It's said that back in the year 1000, when Iceland decided to adopt Christianity, a law speaker named Horger Josvetningagui threw his statues of the Norse gods into the falls,
Wow.
symbolizing the country's conversion.
Wow, that's a powerful image.
It is.
All right, day 7, we're headed to one of Europe's most powerful waterfalls, Dedifoss.
Okay.
Picturing a lot of spray.
A lot of spray. You got it. Dedifoss is a force of nature,
Oh, wow.
roaring with glacial meltwater as it plunges into Jökulsárgökull Canyon. You'll definitely want your waterproof gear for this one.
Okay, yeah, I believe it.
And what's interesting is that Dedifoss is actually featured in the opening scene of the sci-fi film Prometheus.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I'll have to watch it again with that in mind. After experiencing the raw power of Dedifoss,
Yeah.
we'll wind down in Akureyri, Iceland's second city, known for its charming harbor, colorful buildings, and even a botanical garden.
Akureyri is a great spot to experience a bit of Icelandic city life.
Okay.
It's known for its vibrant arts and culture scene,
Yeah.
and there's some great restaurants and cafes there too.
Perfect. All right, day 8 is dedicated to the Snæfellsnes Peninsula.
the Snæfell's Peninsula.
Often described as Iceland in miniature.
Yes.
What makes it so special?
It's incredible how much diversity you can pack into one peninsula. You've got volcanic craters, black sand beaches, glaciers, lava fields,
Wow.
charming fishing villages, and even a national park.
It's like a condensed version of the whole ring road.
It is, and one of the highlights is Kirkjufell, that iconic mountain. You might recognize it from Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
It's this perfectly shaped peak rising from a coastal plain, truly breathtaking, especially at sunset.
Oh, I can imagine. Kirkjufell sounds like a photographer's dream.
It is.
And then there's Djúpalónssundur, this black pebble beach where you can actually see the remains of a shipwreck.
Oh, yeah. It's a haunting reminder of the power of the ocean.
Yeah.
And there's this interesting tradition there. There are 4 lifting stones,
Lifting stones.
each weighing between 23 and 154 kilograms. Fishermen use them to test their strength.
Wait, are you saying they had to lift these stones to prove they were strong enough to be fishermen?
Exactly. It was a way of ensuring they could handle the demands of working at sea.
Wow.
And get this, there's a stone called amloidy, which weighs only 23 kilograms.
Okay.
It was considered the minimum weight a man had to lift to be considered a full-strength fisherman.
Wow, that's fascinating. I love how this brat guide weaves in those cultural and historical tidbits.
It's really good.
Okay, day 9 takes us back to Reykjavik, but first, a whale watching tour.
Oh, nice.
I'm hoping for humpbacks, maybe even some orcas.
Whale watching in Iceland is an incredible experience. The waters around the country are teeming with marine life.
Oh, that's cool.
And here's a fun fact. The best time to spot whales is actually during the summer months, when they come to these nutrient-rich waters to feed.
Good to know. All right, day 10, our final day is dedicated to exploring Reykjavik before heading to the airport.
Okay.
Any must-sees in the city.
Reykjavik is a vibrant city with a unique blend of modern and traditional architecture.
Okay.
You've got the iconic Hallgrímskirkjan Church, whose tower offers panoramic views of the city,
Oh, cool.
and the Harpa Concert Hall and Conference Center, with its stunning glass facade reflecting the sky and harbor, is definitely worth a visit.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah,
I've also heard that Reykjavik has a thriving food scene. Any recommendations?
absolutely. If you're looking for traditional Icelandic cuisine, try some lamb soup or maybe even some fermented shark if you're feeling adventurous.
Ooh, fermented shark. Might need to work up to that one.
It's an acquired taste.
I bet. But Reykjavik also has some amazing seafood restaurants, right?
Oh, definitely. Freshly caught cod, langoustine, you name it.
Yeah.
And if you're on the lookout for unique souvenirs, be sure to check out the local shops for Icelandic wool sweaters, ceramics, or maybe even some volcanic rock jewelry.
Oh, love it. Okay, so that's a jam-packed 10-day itinerary.
Yes.
But what if someone has a little extra time up their sleeve?
Yeah.
Any suggestions for extending the adventure?
Absolutely. The Brat Guide offers some fantastic options. One idea is to take a day trip to the Reykjanes Peninsula, another volcanic wonderland.
Well, I'm sensing a theme here. Iceland and volcanoes, a match made in geological heaven.
Right. On the Reykjanes Peninsula, you can revisit the Blue Lagoon if you didn't get enough of it on day 1, or check out Kleifarvatn Lake, surrounded by these otherworldly lava fields.
Okay.
And for a truly unique experience, walk across the bridge between continents, literally spanning the gap between the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates.
Okay, that one's going straight on my list. Walking between continents. How cool is that?
It's a truly symbolic experience. Another option for those with extra time is to go on a hot spring hunt. Iceland is dotted with these natural geothermal pools,
Oh, wow.
many of them tucked away in hidden valleys.
Ooh, hidden hot springs. Count me in. That sounds so much more authentic than those big touristy spots.
Exactly. One of the most popular ones is Reykjadalur, which is actually a hot spring river.
What?
Imagine hiking through a stunning valley, steam rising all around you, and then reaching this naturally heated river where you can soak and relax, surrounded by nature.
It's like something out of a dream.
It is.
Okay, what if we're talking about really adventurous travelers? Those who have a bit more time and are craving something truly off the beaten path.
Then the westwards are calling.
Now, I've heard the Westfords are incredibly remote, almost like stepping back in time.
Exactly. To get there, you can either drive around the fjords, which takes a bit longer, or you can take a ferry from the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, cutting across Breiðafjörður Bay.
Okay.
Imagine towering cliffs, deep fjords, cascading waterfalls like Dynjandi.
Yeah.
It's considered one of Iceland's most beautiful waterfalls.
Oh, wow.
And vast, uncrowded spaces.
It sounds like the perfect place to disconnect from the world and reconnect with nature.
Absolutely. The West Fords are a true wilderness experience.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From the iconic Golden Circle to those hidden hot springs,
Yes.
from black sand beaches to glacial lagoons, it seems like Iceland really does have it all.
It does.
But with so many options, how do you even begin to narrow it down?
That's where it gets personal. This deep dive has given you a fantastic overview of the Ring Road.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it is that you can truly tailor it to your own interests. What are you most drawn to? The adventure of hiking, the relaxation of soaking in hot springs,
Yeah.
the thrill of spotting whales, the magic of the northern lights.
Honestly, for me, it's the combination of all of it. It's like Iceland offers this incredible blend of adventure and serenity.
It does.
But I do have one question that keeps popping up in my mind.
Okay.
We've talked about how unpredictable Icelandic weather can be.
Yeah, it can be.
How much does that actually impact travel plans, especially if you're driving the Ring Road?
That's a great question, and it's one that the Brat Guide addresses.
Oy.
Icelandic weather can definitely throw a curveball, especially in winter,
Oh, yeah.
when snowstorms and high winds can lead to road closures.
Oh, no.
But even in summer, you can experience sudden changes in weather,
Really?
from sunshine to rain in a matter of minutes.
Wow. So what's the best way to stay ahead of those potential weather hiccups?
The Icelandic Road and Coastal Administration's website is your best friend.
Okay.
They have a fantastic website and app that provide up-to-the-minute information on road conditions, weather warnings, and any potential closures.
Okay, that's a must-have resource.
It is.
What about packing? Any tips for someone who's never experienced the Icelandic climate?
Layers, layers, layers. That's the key.
Okay.
Even in summer, pack a warm jacket,
Yeah.
waterproof outerwear, and comfortable shoes that can handle both paved roads and hiking trails.
Makes sense.
And don't forget a good hat and gloves, even if you're traveling during the warmer months.
Okay, good to know. And what about those infamous Icelandic midges?
Ah, the midges.
How bad are they, really?
They can be a nuisance, especially in the summer months, particularly in areas near lakes and wetlands.
Okay.
They're tiny little flies that swarm around,
Yeah.
and while they don't bite,
Oh, good.
they can be annoying.
So what's the best defense against these pesky midges?
A good insect repellent is a must-have.
Okay.
And some people swear by those head nets.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
Although they're not exactly a fashion statement.
Well, fashion takes a backseat to a midge-free face, right?
Exactly. It's all about being prepared and enjoying the experience.
Yeah.
Whatever the weather or the midges might throw at you.
Flexibility is key.
It is.
Okay, I'm feeling much more prepared and confident now. Thanks for all these insightful tips.
You're welcome. You're going to have an incredible time. Iceland is truly a magical destination.
I can't wait. Before we wrap up, I have one more question. You mentioned that the Brat Guide recommends staying in a variety of accommodations.
Yes.
From cozy guest houses to modern hotels.
It
Do
does.
you have any personal favorites?
There are so many great options for a luxurious experience with incredible views, especially if you're hoping to catch the northern lights. Hotel Runga near the south coast is fantastic.
Northern Lights views from your hotel room. Sign me up.
And for a more budget-friendly option that immerses you in nature.
Yeah.
The Wilderness Center in Eaglestire in the East Fords is wonderful. They offer cozy cabins and guided tours in the area.
Okay, those are both going straight on my list.
Yeah, it's a great way to experience different aspects of Icelandic hospitality.
I'm so excited to delve into all the details and start mapping out my route.
Yeah,
Thanks again for joining me on this deep dive into Iceland's Ring Road. It's been an absolute pleasure.
the pleasure's all mine.
So after this incredible deep dive into Iceland's Ring Road, I have to ask,
Yeah.
what does all this mean for your adventure?
It means you're incredibly well prepared.
I hope so.
We've covered everything from those must-see highlights to those hidden gems
Yeah.
that will make your trip truly special.
Right.
Now it's time to visualize yourself behind the wheel,
Okay.
cruising those epic landscapes with the wind in your hair.
Oh, I can practically smell the fresh air already.
It's amazing. Think about what truly excites you about Iceland.
Yeah.
Is it the power of those glaciers? The thunderous roar of the waterfalls? The chance to witness incredible wildlife? Or maybe it's the unique culture and history.
Honestly, for me, it's a combination of all of it. It's like Iceland offers this incredible blend of adventure and serenity.
It does.
And, we can't forget about those incredible photography opportunities.
Oh, the photography.
This Brat Guide article is full of tips for capturing those once-in-a-lifetime shots.
Absolutely.
Imagine yourself capturing the northern lights dancing across the sky or framing that perfect shot of a glacier lagoon with those glistening blue icebergs.
It's amazing.
And I did notice they mentioned some pretty specific advice like packing a tripod for those long exposures to really capture the magic of the Northern Lights.
Exactly, and taking advantage of the golden hour for those soft, warm, magical shots.
All
But even if you're not a photography enthusiast,
Yeah.
remember to simply soak it all in, be present,
Yeah.
let those landscapes fill you with awe.
It's so easy to get caught up in capturing the perfect photo
I know.
and forget to truly experience the moment.
It happens to all of us.
It does. So as you embark on your Icelandic adventure, consider this. With so much natural beauty, how will you choose what not to see?
That is the question.
That's the beauty of a place like Iceland. There's always something more to discover,
Absolutely.
a reason to return again and again.
Yes,
It's a good problem to have.
it is.
Well, I want to thank you for joining me on this incredible deep dive into Iceland's Ring Road.
It was my pleasure.
You've armed our listener with knowledge, insight, and a serious case of wanderlust.
Hopefully.
And to you, our listener, happy travels. We can't wait to hear about your Icelandic adventures.